Rather than lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. We need to talk about Youri Tielemans, and at the right time, I think we've got a very, very interesting update from David Ornstein. He's been speaking to NBC Sport, and he said at the moment, Arsenal are still trying to sign Youri Tielemans. Nothing in terms of movement on that one yet. Arsenal are still trying to let go of another midfielder. Lucas Torreira is out of the door now, but we're trying to get someone out, another person out in that midfield to get Youri Tielemans. But the positives from that interview are that we're still trying to sign Youri Tielemans. We're still trying to get the deal done. Not a very, very easy one, but it says Leicester will sell, and that is one positive thing that Arsenal are actually embarking on. We'll talk about the new winger. He's also spoken around that and said Arsenal are willing to spend huge amounts on a mysterious winger. At the moment, you cannot name one person that Arsenal are looking at. A couple of names have been fronted on that list, but at the moment, Arsenal will not be surprising. No one will be surprised if you actually go and sign in a new winger. So we're going to be diving into the reports from David Ornstein and also a couple of other transfer stories that are running around the club. Hit the like button for me, subscribe to the podcast as well, and let me know in the comment section if it is not Youri Tielemans, then who would you like us to sign? I would love to see Fabian Ruiz sign, but I think it's going to be going to PSG. That deal is very, very close according to Fabrizio Romano. And the other options would have been Neves, but I think Ruben Neves is quite expensive, and Arsenal do not want to spend that huge amount of money. But as a second number 8, I don't think there are many better than Youri Tielemans at that price, apart from Houssem Aouar. So in the comment section, talk to me. If it is not Youri Tielemans, then who would you rather? I don't even want to use the word prefer, but I'll use the word rather. Who would you rather have in, if not Youri Tielemans? Or are you comfortable with Granit Xhaka playing in that area? So according to David Ornstein, this is what he said. Youri Tielemans is a player that Arsenal still like. Leicester would sell with only a year left to go on his contract, but there is no movement on that one yet. I think Arsenal would need to let someone go if they're going to bring in someone like Youri Tielemans. I think that is a story we've actually talked about, recycled, regurgitated, and it felt like it was dead. For the past 2 weeks, you felt like probably Arsenal will not go for Youri Tielemans anymore. And of course, him playing in that Leicester City side, in that 2-2 draw against Brentford, it just made you feel like probably they are settled now. But one thing I know about Leicester is it's going to be a very long summer. It's going to be a very, very long month for Leicester City fans. I think they will lose more than 3 quality players this summer. They've already lost Kasper Schmeichel. They will lose Youri Tielemans. In my opinion, United want him, but he will go to Arsenal. Then you have James Maddison, who I strongly feel he might stay. But if money comes in, if a huge money deal, if a huge money offer drops onto the table, Leicester will sell. And then Wesley Fofana, they've already received £70 million deal, a £70 million bid from Chelsea. If Chelsea keep on pushing, in my opinion, Leicester City will actually sell to them. But with Youri Tielemans, I think we've already seen it in that Crystal Palace game. Martin Odegaard, the creative responsibility is very, very huge. You cannot leave it for him. It can't be one person. You cannot be using one number 10 in that kind of system. Yes, the likes of Alexander Zinchenko are trying to do that. But if you throw back time, if you go back into that Crystal Palace game and review, Odegaard was our only creative midfielder. Of course, Zinchenko playing as an inverted fullback was creating chances from the midfield. I don't think he had a very, very good game, by the way. Just like many people try to make it seem like. I think he settled in very well, but he didn't have a very, very good game. So then Odegaard was the only creative spark in that midfield, coupled with Gabriel Jesus' brilliance, and Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. But the essence of playing 2 number 8s, the whole thing of playing kind of 2 attacking midfielders is to create more chances down the left and more chances down the right. Now, Odegaard had done his role, played his role very well in those little pockets of space on the right-hand side of the pitch, but Xhaka not up to standard. We've got to agree to this. We need to talk about it. Many people see him as a captain because of the experience. I think he's a key player for Arsenal. He's been there for some time, but it's modern football, and it's a modern football system that we're playing, and it doesn't fit in. That is the point with modern football systems. You either fit in or you're actually not good enough. So for me, Xhaka not that good. And Youri Tielemans, you think about him, he's played in left central midfield, and that is where we want to play him. We just want those, we just want those half crosses from deep down into the midfield, coming into meet the likes of Saka, Gabriel Jesus, and Martinelli. You want those crosses, from the midfield. And for me, if he comes in, he becomes our Kevin De Bruyne, and probably Martin Odegaard becomes something else, a better creative player, a better number 10 whatsoever. But Youri Tielemans I see as a new Kevin De Bruyne at Arsenal. So at the moment, we're still working on that deal. Lucas Torreira has left, as I reported in the morning. So it is going to require another outgoing. It is Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I don't expect Xhaka to leave unless Arsenal, are crazy. And I'm the same person saying he's not good enough. And I'm saying we should not let him go, because at this point in time, the structure of the team has been set, and Xhaka is part of that structure. You don't even want to let him go, do you? So at the moment, bring in Youri Tielemans, get Ainsley Maitland-Niles out. It's going to be a very difficult one. I think it's one where Arsenal will go, where do we sell this guy? You cannot offer him out on loan. To where? Probably we can relegate him to the under-23s. I think that would be a little bit too harsh to a player who actually told us he wants to leave last summer, and we blocked his move. So Ainsley, Nottingham Forest, for me, they lost their opening game of the campaign. They will look to strengthen. Look, he's gone out on a couple of loans, but who else is gonna sign him? Everton, they're signing Amadou Onana and Gueye. That shows you that they want to step up a little. So they want to step a level up. I don't think they will go, but they will be going for Ainsley Maitland-Niles. So the question, guys, we did a guide to where our players could actually go. And where did we send Ainsley Maitland-Niles? I think we did send him to Nottingham Forest, but a lot has changed ever since then. So if you're going to offload him, then you guys need to get into my comment section and suggest a team. Each one of you, we could have 10,000 comments. One person, each one of you should suggest where Ainsley should go. Because if he doesn't go, then Arsenal will have an overload in the midfield options, and definitely Tielemans doesn't come in. But for me, I think he signs, guys, and that's why I've made that headline. Tielemans signing this month. I think he signs for us. Look, the quality of Youri Tielemans. This is what Ben Jacobs has said. The Arsenal have the situation in their hands. United would be interested because they're now chasing shadows with Frankie de Jong. And by the way, I think Frankie de Jong will sign for Man United. Catch me on 90 more as we dive into much of that. But in my opinion, Youri Tielemans will sign for Arsenal. I'm 100%. I'm 100% locked in on that. And the reason is the Martin Odegaard deal last summer. Guys, let's borrow a leaf from that. Odegaard, it seemed like it was James Maddison. Then it seemed like it was going to be no one. Then it seemed like Arsenal are frustrated. Then it felt like nothing. And then out of the blue, Arsenal made a bid. It was accepted. Personal terms already agreed. And the deal happened just like that. I don't think this deal is very, very far away from what we saw last campaign with the likes of Martin Odegaard. I don't think it's a very, very different scenario. We're having Youri Tielemans having already agreed personal terms with Arsenal. We are having Youri Tielemans already locked in on a move to Arsenal. right? And we're having a manager that really understands the role Youri Tielemans will be playing for Arsenal. Look, if the Fabio Vieira signing had blocked this move, the rumors would be away by now, but they're still there. It is still alive. And for me, Tielemans is our second number 8. So David Ornstein, great work. Of course, he's done a very, very great job in terms of keeping us posted with the latest around Youri Tielemans and when he signs for Arsenal and what is happening. I think an offer that Leicester City will agree to will be coming in very soon. Arsenal have done really brilliantly well. Look, it's not one where we've wasted our time on one player and wasted the whole window. We've actually identified one player and done. We've gone and done a huge success in this window, and now we are coming back because it remains a priority. Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein, Ben Jacobs, who else? I mean, Gianluca Di Marzio. All these guys coming out and confirming that he's a priority. Remember the amount of number 8s we've been linked with this summer, from Fabian Ruiz to Serge Milinkovic-Savic to Lucas Paqueta, Ruben Neves as well. But the only name that has been persistent until now is Youri Tielemans. So for me, I think he signs for us this month. He might not start the season with Arsenal because he started it with Leicester City. But at the end of the day, Arsenal will get that one done. Now, talking about things that will get done, David Ornstein has also been speaking around the ghost winger, right? Yeah, the ghost winger, and he said everyone will be speaking. Who is that winger? Well, we know they went in for Rafinha. I do not know if they're going to go. I don't know who they're going to go for if they bring in a new winger. It could be dependent on Pepe leaving the club as well. Now, look, I think with the mysterious winger, we've spoken about it with the Leroy Sané and Cody Gakpo saga, and then Moussa Diaby as well. I think what David Ornstein doesn't want to do, he doesn't want to commit himself by saying Arsenal want Moussa Diaby or Arsenal want Leroy Sané. But we know, at least from more reliable sources in Germany, that Moussa Diaby has always been on the radar. The Bild had reported before that Arsenal had even done some groundwork on that deal for Moussa Diaby. Cody Gakpo, the Telegraph, always reporting that we are interested in the guy and we will try to do whatever there is possible to sign him. And Leroy Sané, okay, it was Ben Jacobs only who reported around Leroy Sané, but ever since then the competition has always been drawn between other clubs and Arsenal, only Leroy Sané. So for me, all those names indicate one thing: Arsenal need someone, need a wide forward. It depends on Nicola Pepe. Pepe will leave. I don't think there is something to be scared of here with Nicola Pepe staying around. For me, he leaves Arsenal. He will leave the club, and definitely, I don't know who's gonna come in. But let me say, definitely a winger comes in. Definitely, a new winger comes in. Now, he also says that they want to do more business. I think they want to add a winger to what they've got. And if they manage to get somebody in, I think they will be pretty happy. There will be some outgoings as well. So we are expecting more on more updates on a new winger, more updates on a new central midfielder. Freddie Paxton did tell us that currently Arsenal are working to sign a winger. So at the moment, let me say this, guys. A winger, I'm not 100% locked in on who, but I'm 100% locked in on it will happen. On Tielemans, I'm 100% locked in on who, and that is Youri Tielemans. I don't think there are other options that we will actually be going for. And the importance of that role, who has not noticed, if Mikel has not learned his lesson, then because you cannot have two liabilities in the same midfield. Partey's inability to stay fit, number one, and then Xhaka's inability to cope with the demands of the system. Let's keep Partey and his inability to stay fit, and then let's get Xhaka out. I mean, Xhaka can come in um, as a fighter. He's definitely no game changer. But one thing I love about him is his passing accuracy. So if you bring him in games that you need to manage, if you bring him in games where you feel you need to be a little bit more on the ball, or you need to get a red card, then Xhaka is the player for you. See you soon.